It started with a strange buzzing noise. Not loud, but deep. You couldn't hear exactly. It was more like you felt it, like a low vibration in your bones. That was what airport staff at Denver International began reporting late one night in April. At first, people blamed the engines of a parked jet or faulty electrical panels. But even when all power was cut, the hum remained. Maintenance teams searched for weeks. Nothing explained the vibrations. Then came the sinkhole. It opened near gate C-17, perfectly round, about 8 feet across and 10 feet deep. No warning signs. No earthquakes. Just a clean, unnatural hole in the concrete. Beneath it were strange stones arranged in patterns that didn't match any known construction method. That's when things got serious. The airport was temporarily closed. Officials told the public it was a gas leak, but behind closed doors, a group of geologists, historians, and covert agents were flown in. The team worked for a division of the government not listed anywhere, Unit 9-7. Its job was to investigate unexplained structures and technologies, things buried in history that were never meant to be found. What they discovered beneath the airport was not just stone. It was a grid, a perfect network of metal lines and crystalline nodes, buried 50 feet under the entire property. Using ground-penetrating radar, they mapped it. The design was complex, not just circular or square, but geometric in a way that seemed almost intelligent. The lines pulsed faintly, like they were alive. No one knew how long it had been there. Then, Dr. Elena Marquez, a linguist brought in from Chile, noticed something chilling. The symbols etched into the stones matched markings found on cave walls in South America, specifically in the Atacama Desert, where tales of sky visitors go back thousands of years. Those symbols were not made by any known civilization, but somehow they matched the ones under Denver's runways. The official theory was simple. The airport had been built on an ancient alien landing grid, a kind of beacon or portal used by non-human entities to arrive on Earth. The grid, when activated, could guide ships through space or even dimensions. That was when Unit 9-7 made a terrifying discovery. Satellite footage taken just 2 days before the sinkhole showed a brief flash of light in the shape of a circle directly above the airport. It lasted less than 2 seconds and was invisible to the naked eye. But heat sensors picked it up. A temperature spike 200 feet in the air, exactly above the center of the grid. The team feared it was a test, like someone or something was trying to dial in a location. The government knew what had to be done. They sealed off the tunnels and buried the discovery under new concrete. A false blueprint was released showing utility tunnels under the airport to throw off the public. But that didn't stop the rumors. Construction workers spoke of entire rooms underground with glowing walls. Some said they saw floating spheres. One worker went missing after reporting a tunnel that wasn't on any map. Years passed. The airport ran as usual, but something had changed. Strange patterns began forming in nearby fields. Not crop circles, but scorch marks, perfect in geometry. No radiation, no chemicals, just burned earth in spiral shapes. Then came the animal deaths. Birds falling from the sky, cattle found mutilated with no blood and no footprints. Locals whispered about sky visitors returning, but authorities always offered scientific explanations, weather balloons, lightning, predators. But the truth couldn't be hidden forever. In 2022, a private pilot flew over the airport and accidentally caught a strange formation on his camera. At first, it looked like a shadow, but when the footage was slowed down, you could see it. A massive triangular craft, nearly invisible, hovering over the center of the runways. It disappeared in less than a second. The video went viral. The government said it was a hoax, but Unit 9-7 knew it wasn't. They had been tracking an increase in electromagnetic pulses coming from the underground grid for months. It was no longer dormant. The pulses were rhythmic, as if responding to something, or waiting for a signal. Then came the twist no one expected. A retired CIA analyst named Martin Colton leaked a series of files online. One of them was a transcript from 1994, just before the Denver airport opened. It was a meeting between defense officials and aerospace contractors. In the document, one line stood out. Construction must align with the map coordinates of Site Theta 6. The grid must remain intact. The beacon must not be disturbed. This meant the airport's location wasn't chosen for convenience. It was chosen because of what was already there. Worse, the government knew about the grid long before construction even began. And instead of avoiding it, they built on top of it deliberately. The leak triggered public outcry, but most people dismissed it as conspiracy fiction. Still, whistleblowers began coming forward. A former radar technician claimed that aircraft near the airport sometimes disappeared from screens for seconds at a time, reappearing miles off course. A security guard shared images of strange light beams rising from the ground during electrical storms, beams not seen by the naked eye, only on thermal cameras. In late 2024, it reached a breaking point. A commercial jetliner flying into Denver vanished mid-flight. No wreckage was found. No emergency signal was sent. It simply vanished from radar and never landed. The only clue came from a passenger's phone, which auto-uploaded a photo seconds before the disappearance. The image showed the wing and a shadow above the clouds, triangular again with a faint blue glow. The photo was removed from the internet in hours. News outlets were warned not to cover it. Behind closed doors, Unit 9-7 determined the grid had gone from passive to active. Something had responded to the beacon and was now using it. Whether it was a ship, a signal, or a doorway, no one knew. They debated shutting the airport down, but the cost was too high. Instead, they launched Project Echo, a plan to slowly relocate flights while secretly investigating deeper underground. New tunnels were boring. Strange machinery was brought in from secret labs in Nevada and Utah. And while the public still saw Denver as just another busy airport, deep beneath it, something ancient and alien had begun to stir. To this day, no official explanation exists. Flights continue. People walk through the terminals unaware that 50 feet beneath their feet lies a grid not built by human hands. A design older than our cities. A message, perhaps, or an invitation. And maybe one day soon, someone or something will answer it.